the luxury of being on a road where pretty much nobody else is. You can stop in the middle, take in the views, and wait for Bundy and his Vandi. Morning chai with this glorious view of the Panchachuli range and Nanda Devi and the other magnificent Himalayas. Only in my mind though, because Munsyari was an epic fail for us. We've been here I think 2 days. We went even trekking and all of that yesterday, but zero views. There's a massive haze covering. The people here are saying it's either because of pollution or some forest burning, like forest fires that's happening. But whichever way it is, we didn't luck out over here. I know people who've come to Munsyari and have seen magnificent views of the Himalayas. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for us. We did do a fairly long trek, which took the life out of us. Karthik enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it so much, but I would have enjoyed it more if we'd got the views. This is Pinewood Guest House. It's right next to the TRH in Munsyari. It's got about 10-12 rooms. 2-seater, 3-seater, very clean, very simple, very nice. They make lovely food. So it was a good place to sort of get some work done. And if there was a great view, they've also got this lovely balcony where you can see it. Maybe we'll have to come back for that. It's run by this guy named Rahul. They're not online because they like to sort of meet their guests before they give them rooms and stuff like that. So if you come to Munsyari, you should check it out.
So where are we going next?
Where are we going next? We were planning to go to
Kusani?
Joshimat, no? Chopta, Kusani, yeah, all of those places. But currently, if this is the scenario, I don't think it makes sense to go to places where we're supposed to get views of the Himalayas. I mean, we'll ride and we'll see what it's like. If it looks like there is going to be a view, then it might make sense to go to any of these places. Otherwise, why don't we go all the way to West Uttarakhand? Not the Kumbh Mela areas. Let's stay away from the Kumbh Mela areas. Why don't we go towards Uttarkashi and beyond, off the main road?
Are you talking about Harsil?
Harsil.
Okay.
But that's about, what, 500-600 kilometers from here?
Uttarkashi itself is some 440-450 kilometers from here.
So it's a lot of riding in the hills. But I'm up for it. I'm ready to go.
From there, Harsil will be another 3-4 hours, I think.
Let's go ride. At least we have a better chance of getting a slightly more scenic view. चलो फ्रेंड्स चाय पी लो।
और दोस्तों बहुत डेंजरस रास्ता किया हम लोगों ने, बहुत खतरनाक, बहुत बढ़िया था, बहुत मज़ा है। एडम की तो पूरी गांड लग गई, बहुत मज़ा है।
What is this language? On my videos he's putting this language. Cha 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 cha. This is the danger of bringing other people into your videos. Anyway, drink your chai, load up your bike, let's go riding.
Let's go.
That 4-5 kilometer trek to Khalia top has left us with very sore calf muscles and knees. Rover is pretty much loaded up. I just need to get the tank bag on. Very random, but I used to use my buff like this and then wear the helmet. But Bundy Boy taught me a better technique to use it, which is you drag it down all the way and then you hold the front down and you pull the top up. This gives you better coverage on the nose as well, and you don't have anything hanging at the back, and in the current scenario you are riding with a mask of some sort. By the way guys, when I say Bundy and Vandi, Vandi in Tamil means vehicle. So his name is Bundy, which also means vehicle apparently, and Vandi is vehicle in Tamil. Thank you. See you. Now we go towards Thal. Oh man, that's rough. Always a reminder that riding in the hills is a dicey business. This landscape around Munsyari at this time of year is quite fascinating because on the one hand you have these trees that are completely barren, like they've lost all their leaves, and then you have others that are flowering. I'm not sure about the red ones, but there are these pink flowers, and I think those are the rhododendrons. So you can see that contrast over here. Barren tree, flowering tree. The rhododendrons, if these are those and if that's how it's pronounced. I remember when I was in Meghalaya, there's a rhododendron trail trek. At that point in 2017 they were not in bloom, so I couldn't see them there, but when we went up to Top over here, it was just flowers all the way down the valley. It was quite beautiful. But I find it even prettier to see them on the sides of the road as we're riding through, more than the trekking part. What do we have there? Are those vultures? What is that bird? Oh yeah, look at that. It's a vulture. Oh, you gonna take off? Go for it, vulture. Wow! Just imagine if you could see the Himalayas beyond. How insane would that be?
Have you seen that vulture?
Yes! Caught it on the GoPro.
You got it?
Yes, I think so. I think the GoPro was on. The route's lovely, no?
It is lovely. The colors are so nice.
And the flowers are so beautiful. Okay,
I'll keep going slowly.
keep going. I will come. The Expulse looks so good in this setting, no? Like my heart is so full every time I look at Rover. I'll tell you guys about this luggage setup in a separate video, but it's working well. That's what you need to know. For now, I will get back on the bike and chase down the B and the V.
My hands, can you see?
Hey, your hands are warm compared to mine, man.
Yeah, you're even more freezing.
Frozen. I was a smart fella. I kept my warm gloves in the tank bag. But then I was like, you know what? It's not that cold. I'll just ride in my mesh gloves without the base layer.
Can't feel anything. My hands are numb, dude. Gone numb.
That's because of vibration. In combination.
Yeah.
But we're descending.
Amazing route, dude.
These paths are so beautiful. You could just keep the camera on the whole time if you had batteries that would last forever. I'm already down 2 batteries and we're barely like just beginning the ride. Crazy. The luxury of being on a road where pretty much nobody else is. You can stop in the middle, take in the views, and wait for Bundy and his Bundy. This is stunning. We've descended quite a bit all the way down to the river now. Need to find out which river this is. Bundy and his Bundy have been found. Let's keep going. Karthik's a very inspiring guy. There's a story about him and motorcycling that I need to share with all of you at some point. I'll ask him whether he's willing to share it here on the channel, and if he is, we'll make a video about that separately. But he's a huge source of inspiration for me in terms of having this bond with motorcycles and riding and traveling and exploring. He's someone I really draw a lot of inspiration from, and someone who I share a lot of my own sort of how do I put it? Basically, he's someone who motivates me. So that hopefully I can tell you guys about that someday. But for now, we will patiently follow him and continue to enjoy these beautiful roads near Kapkot. Still in Kumaon. Look at this place, folks. It's like riding in the sky. The top of a mountain, right in the middle. This side down, this side down. Haha! There is another top there though, but this is the top for road purposes, okay? We reached the top of this mountain. There is this insane wind through the valley right now. It's kicking up dust and leaves and stuff like that. Absolutely whacking. They come and they just whack you. Look at that. Also, by the way, I don't think you can see it through my taped up digital console, but Rover is at 9,999 kilometers on the odometer. So in just a few moments we will cross the 10,000 kilometer milestone. More than anything else, I'm just glad that it's coming up while we're here in Uttarakhand. because I mean, after I got the bike, I didn't think I would actually be able to do too much with it, but it's enabled so much, and I've really enjoyed every minute that I've spent with this bike. So this more experiences in this beautiful, beautiful part of the country. We will gun it past 10,000. What's up?
Yeah, it's now your turn. Do it.
I would be hesitant, but yeah, very cute, very nice. All right, so a nice long day of riding draws to an end. We thought we would get to Karnaprayag, but we took a few breaks along the way just because the route was so scenic, and eventually that sort of caught up to us. So we were only able to make it to Galdwan. What's it? Gwaldam. Gwaldam.
You confused me, my child.
Gwaldam. Sun is setting right here behind us. We actually went to the tourist rest house over here. We are now no longer in Kumaon, we are in Garhwal. Yeah. So it's no longer the Kumaon Mandal Vikas Nigam rest houses. It's the Garhwal version of it. GMVN, something like that. But basically it was terrible. The KMVN ones were really nice. The GMVN one, the first one that we saw, was terrible. We saw a few other places, nothing great. Fortunately, Bundy in his great wisdom found a place called Nature's Treat Resort, which was a bit of a mess. It looked like nobody lived here, but they cleaned it up for us. And we just need to spend the night because we're going to be riding again tomorrow. Need to keep going. So this evening we have this massive balcony to ourselves, and the sun is already set, but we get to sit here.
Nice.
The view is still quite spectacular. And though I already kind of miss Kumaon, but let's see what Garhwal has in store for us. Focus. Hello.
Sorry.
We're trying to end the vlog here.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by.
Okay, guys. Tomorrow we continue the ride. We'll go to Karnaprayag, and then we'll sort of take a call on whether we're going to Joshimath or whether we're going to go towards Uttarkashi and further. Yeah. Help me end it.
Bye bye.